D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? And welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Also down below, you can find the 3 articles that I read to bring you this episode, and you can read those articles and, come up with your own opinion, or you can just listen to me because I'm just going to break down what they say in a nutshell. And but before I get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like myself usually get pushed to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. I also ask that you do this to any small YouTuber. I'm pretty sure they would appreciate it as well. So let's get into these 3 stories. So for my first story, the Powerpuff Girls are getting a live action TV show, but not necessarily. They're getting a pilot episode, and they've done some casting. They have cast all 3 of the Powerpuff Girls. Now, I have to admit, before we get into the rest of this story, that I didn't really watch the Powerpuff Girls. That wasn't my thing. I didn't dislike it. I just wasn't my thing. Like, when I did watch it, I was like, all right, this was kind of fun, but yeah, I just never really got into it. But at the same time, I'll probably watch this just to see how it is. So this is being done by the CW, so makes it a little, I'm skeptical of this because it's the CW and it's a Greg Berlanti produced show. So I'm always skeptical of that because with all the CW shows going on right now, they usually, for me personally, they usually start out really strong and then they fizzle out and they become crap and they're barely watchable. Like, yeah, all the superhero shows I hate watching now because I can barely sit through an episode with I'm just like the whole episode, I'm just like, oh, and everything. So who did they cast in this pilot that they're doing? Well, they cast Chloe Bennet, and you may remember her from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I have not seen her in anything else, and if I have, I don't remember her on it, which is a bummer. It makes me wonder if Chloe Bennet, because she's doing this CW show, is she not going to be in the MCU? Because that would be a bummer. When I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I did like Chloe Bennet's character, especially when she became Quake. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but when she became Quake, I really enjoyed her character even more because she had the superpowers and everything. So yeah, I don't know if she's gonna come back to the MCU. But anyway, so Chloe Bennet has been cast as Blossom. Now, Blossom is the redhead in the group, if you don't know. And in this show, she becomes a recluse. Now, what this show is basically about is they were children crime fighters. So it's kind of like the cartoon was them before this show takes place. So they were children crime fighters and they were experimented on. And then we fast forward and we catch up to them, in now times kind of thing when they're not famous anymore. And then so they decide to maybe fight crime again, kind of thing. I'm pretty sure there'll be some kind of, dynamic and questioning and everything like that in this. But back to the characters. So like I said, Chloe Bennet has been cast as Blossom, and she's now a recluse, and she's trying to, learn how to be a leader again and everything. And I think that that's interesting. It'll be interesting to see if Chloe Bennet can pull that off. I'm not saying that she's a bad actress. I'm not saying that at all. And I'll get back to Chloe Bennet in a minute when I'm done explaining who everybody is playing and all that stuff. But I have some thoughts about casting Chloe Bennet. So the next one is Dove Cameron. Now, you may know Dove Cameron from Descendants. Also, Dove Cameron was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I believe in the second to last season. I don't remember if she made it into the last season. Don't quote me on this because it's been a while since I've seen the show because it ended. I think it ended in 2020, but I just don't remember every single season specifically. I remember the overall arch of it, but I don't remember every single detail. So calm it down, sister. But anyway, so Dove Cameron is playing Bubbles, the blonde, which makes sense because Dove Cameron is blonde. She's super cute. They're all these ladies are super cute. But so she's playing Bubbles. Now, Bubbles, she's like, America's sweetheart and everything. And she's, she wants to be famous again. She wants to be famous again and everything. So that's why she maybe kind of will go into this thing, this fighting crime thing. And then we get Yana Perrault. I think that's how you say her name. Now, she has not been in anything. Like as far as the screen, she is a stage performer, and she is in the musical Jagged Little Pill, which we'll talk about in just a second when we talk about the writer of this show. But she was on the stage performance, and I didn't look up any of that stuff. I mean, I've seen performances from from that musical, and Jagged Little Pill is a musical based off of Alanis Morissette's music. So yeah, so she will be playing Buttercup. And in this, the Buttercup, who was on the show, Powerpuff Girls, was like the angry one. So, but she is playing the rebel. But she she wants to fight crime, but she wants to do it anonymously. So, like, unlike Bubbles, who wants to be famous again, Buttercup does not. So I think that this is good as far as it goes, as far as diversity wise it goes. But I do have to say, they hired a white girl, they hired a black girl, but then they hired a half Asian girl, which kind of bothers me, only in the sense that is Hollywood. I don't understand Hollywood's, hesitation to hire Asian actors and actresses. Like, you couldn't find a full Asian actress to play this part. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy for Chloe Bennet, and I like Chloe Bennet, but it really bothers me because I feel like sometimes that Asian actors, like, we're trying to move forward with, inclusion and diversity and representation, but in my opinion they kind of dropped the ball a little bit on this one, because I just really feel like you should have cast a full Asian actress. But at the same time, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, Chloe Bennet did have a career in China, in Asia. I can't remember if it was China. I don't think it was China. But anyway, so she had a career over there. So, good for her. I'm not trying to diss on her in any way, shape, or form. I do like Chloe Bennet. So moving on, because this is taking forever. It is going to be written by Diablo Cody. Now, you may remember Diablo Cody. She wrote Juno, Tully, and Jennifer's Body. I really like Juno. Tully was pretty good too. Jennifer's Body was not good in my opinion, but she also wrote Jagged Little Pill, which Yana Perrault was in. So I'm pretty sure that that's how she got noticed to be in this TV show. So I think that that's really interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Like I said, the CW shows usually fizzle out after the first or second season. So I don't have high hopes for this. But at the same time, like I said before, I did not watch the cartoon enough for me to really be like super invested in this show. So that's my first story of the day, the week. Sorry it took so long. But so then for my second story, it looks like they've cast Michelle Gomez in Doom Patrol Season 3. Now, you may remember Michelle Gomez. Some people may know her from Doctor Who. She played a master. I don't watch Doctor Who, so I don't really know all of the lingo and all of the characters and such, but I think she played some kind of master, not a Time Lord. It doesn't matter. Anyway, some people know her from Doctor Who. I personally know her from The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina the Teenage Witch on Netflix, where she is great on. She's such a good. I only watched season 1 because it kind of fizzled out for me, but she was great, so great and everything. She's also in the show Flight Attendant, which I also haven't seen. And I didn't know that before I had read this article. But I do. She's so great. She's so, I mean, she's got such a great look. I really think that she's just great all around in everything. But who is she playing? Well, she is playing Madame Rouge, and we're going to get into Madame Rouge in just a second and everything as soon as I tell you some more stuff. So HBO Max is going to be putting this on. It was originally on the DC universe, which I did have a subscription for, but then they went and canceled that whole thing because it wasn't working out. I think I was the only person subscribed to that streaming service, and I only did it for the live action TV shows like Doom Patrol, which Doom Patrol is so underrated, by the way, guys. So like I was saying, she's playing Madame Rouge. Now, Doom Patrol season 2 ended on a really huge cliffhanger, and that was because of COVID. COVID hit. They couldn't film that last episode. So I'm hoping that they wrap up in the first two episodes, and one episode at least, but the first two episodes. And I hope they do a full season plus one episode, which will be the first episode to wrap up that Candlemaker storyline, because they did only have one more episode to film to wrap that storyline up, and I really hope that they do that. So like I said, she's playing Madame Rouge, and this will be the first live action depiction of Madame Rouge. She has been depicted in animation, but not in live action. So who is Madame Rouge? Now, Madame Rouge now originally she was a master of disguise, and then later the Brain, who is another character, I don't think he's going to be in this, gave her the ability to stretch any part of her body to incredible lengths and could alter her facial features to disguise herself as any person. Now, in the Teen Titans animated series, Rouge retains her abilities of disguise and stretching, but her powers appear to be greater. She can reform her body, repairing any damage yet seen, can flow through fences, alter her color, and has sufficient strength to throw people around like dolls and smash brick walls with her stretchy limbs. She can mimic voices and use her body to surround and smother her opponents. She can be hurt by flame or frozen by cold. And has trouble maintaining a disguise in high temperatures, but appears to be able to repair damage simply by shapeshifting into an undamaged form. So I think that that's interesting. This sounds a lot like Rita Farr / Elastigirl on the show. And I think that that'll be interesting to see because they're so similar with their powers. Are they going to be connected in their origin, or will Madame Rouge be a mentor to Rita Farr, because Rita still hasn't really like gotten a control over her powers, which I hope they do that in season 3, because of this whole thing like, I don't know how to use my powers, I can't get him under control. That's getting old real quick. So it'll be interesting to see that. One thing I had a thought was when Rita Farr gets her powers in season 1, like show you her origin story. I was thinking, what if Madame Rouge was there for some reason? Let's say like she was like a stunt double or whatever. What if she fell in the water also, but nobody noticed her, and she's all pissed off about it? I don't know. That was just a thought I had. You tell me if that's a good idea or not. So that is my second story of the day. I find that very interesting, and it's going to be pretty exciting. I love Doom Patrol. So for my third story and final story of the week, I'm going to tell you Natalie Portman and Lupita Nyong'o have been cast in the adaptation of Lady in the Lake. Now, this is a novel written by Laura Lippman, and it is going to be an Apple TV Plus limited series. And I think this sounds interesting. Directed and co-written by Alma Har'el, the limited series takes place in 1960s Baltimore, where an unsolved murder pushes housewife and mother Maddie Schwartz, played by Portman, to reinvent her life as an investigative journalist, and sets her own a collision course with Cleo Sherwood Nyong'o, a hardworking woman juggling motherhood, many jobs, and passionate commitment to advancing Baltimore's Black progressive agenda. Now, I think this sounds interesting because on Apple TV Plus, they have had some pretty good shows. I mean, like if you watch, like I just finished Ted Lasso, and I thought that was pretty good. It wasn't like mind-blowingly good, but it was fun, and I liked it a lot. And then you have Defending Jacob. A lot of people liked that. It was a thriller, a lot of people did like that show and thought it was really good. Morning Show. I thought Morning Show was pretty good. If anything, it was acted well. So I think that this is where it should be. I think that it'll definitely get an audience, maybe not a huge audience, because I don't hear anybody ever talking about all those shows I just mentioned. Like I'll talk about it with people when I mention it or when they mention, I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen that. But I don't hear too many people talking about any of Apple TV Plus's shows. So I'm not sure how this will resonate as far as getting viewers and stuff. But Apple's got all that money from their phones and stuff because their phones are freaking expensive. But you know how it is. But so yeah, so those are my three stories of the week. Tell me, what do you guys think about this? I mean, how do you feel about this live action TV show, the Powerpuff Girls show? And how do you feel about all these cast members, Chloe Bennet, Dove Cameron, and Yana Perrault being cast in it? Do you think it's great? Do you think they're great? Do you like who they chose for these people, these characters, or do you think that they should have chose somebody else? Is this a show that you are going to be interested in? How do you feel about Diablo Cody writing it, and how do you feel about her writing overall? How do you feel about Michelle Gomez joining Doom Patrol as Madame Rouge? I think it sounds great. I love her. She's so great. I hope she gets way more work than this because she's just so fantastic. She's got such a great look, and I think her as a villain is really interesting. And it'll be interesting to see her and how it plays out in the show. And then how do you feel about this Lady in the Lake show on Apple TV Plus and Natalie Portman and Lupita Nyong'o getting cast? I love both Natalie Portman and Lupita Nyong'o. I think they're both really great actresses. I think they're both Oscar winners, which is great right there. And how do you feel about this being on Apple TV Plus? I mean, do you have Apple TV Plus? Is it something that you watch all the time? Do you look forward to their shows? All that good stuff. You can go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week on my week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye.
Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.